my people, as it hot, it don't happen. No. Rufai of Aras TV, he don't give police force woto. He said police force want to recruit 10,000 police from police academy in the current post 5 for this election. And he said we have Nigerian police for get academy. He said that we don't go to the academy before. Academy will lack infrastructures and all these police force. That they join this police because of say they want look for what they want eat. Say if first you won't give them money on that day, we say whether they don't go collect. Make cannot talk too much. We can share this video and comment your opinion. Just hit the like button and as the watcher, just share and make your family and friends with the see.
10,000 new police officers coming from the police college. Which police college? Have you been to some of them? Have you seen the deplorable way those colleges are looking? A lot of these police officers come out of this police college hungry, battered, and they see the job as another means to an end for them. So, if they have somebody dangling cash at them, they will do his bidding during election period. We all know the problems in Nigeria. And all of this can only change if our leaders truly have political will. Oh, are the police authorities going to say that they are not aware that in some states, oppositions can't even put their billboards around? Are they going to say they've not heard about that? Are they going to say that in some states that they're not aware that police look away while thugs of a certain political party attacks the other ones? Are we going to say that we're not even aware that in some states, because a certain radio station carried a story in favor of an opposition person or party, they were shut down? We're not ready. And when we are ready, we'll bring sanity and security back to the electoral system. Except we have the political will to do what is right. And we stop being what I call political Humpty Dumptys that just sit on the fence or sit on the wall. Then nothing will happen. But for everybody that sees evil and sits on the wall, as regards all of these political skirmishes and allow thugs run riot around their opposition and while the police looks away, remember the fate of Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, but Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
We emphasized the need for everybody to operate on a level playing field. One thing I can assure you is the president has given clear directives. The people's will must prevail. What happened in Anambra, Osun, and Ekiti is what we want to happen all over the country. Let the people choose their leader, whoever they want. Any unpalatable activity, the use of thugs, and I know we have a lot of thugs, political thugs. Those elements who think they can deny other people the air to breathe, the political air to breathe and reach out to the local community should have another think. And I've said it before, and I'm saying it again. These political elements should call their thugs, their capo regimes to order. They should have a nice, quiet, fireside chat with them and advise them that when the law enforcement agencies come, there will be no hiding place.
Let's talk about Ayo.
When the law enforcement comes against them, there will be no hiding place. Free, fair, credible elections is what the President, General Muhammad Buhari retired, has promised Nigerians at the 2023 polls. And this has been reiterated a number of times, and his National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Monguno, retired, has assured at a media briefing yesterday in Abuja. Now, let's talk about the fact that in recent times we have had reports about political thugs preventing, especially sponsored in some cases by governors in states against the opposition parties, to mounting or hoisting up their campaign materials, or just preventing people from being able to access their voting rights, or being able to go out there, campaign, or in the instance exercise their rights. Security is a big factor every election cycle in Nigeria. Interestingly, the National Security Advisor also made this statement and gave this warning against the 2019 polls. And here we are again in 2022, leading to 2023, the same conversations being had, the same warning being said, the same, we're going to deal with it decisively, we want a level playing field, it must be free, it must be credible, free and fair. He cited the example of Osun State, Ekiti and Anambra. A few days ago, some concerned youths in Zamfara had raised concerns around the fact that their political parties were unable to mount their campaign materials by state-sponsored thugs. There are conversations around this, and it's good to have, to come out and make a statement like this or release a statement like this from the NSA. However, beyond making statements like this, what Nigerians want to see is action. So we have heard this, I wouldn't call it rhetoric, but we've heard this a number of times. What could be an easy way to deter these political sponsors or the political thugs themselves is make examples of people. So we keep hearing of thugs. However, we get reports from opposition parties stating and giving clear examples when they were not allowed to mount up their campaign materials. What had been done to responding to these, to these complaints? Fish them out. You are the National Security Advisor. We have a Security Advisory Council for a purpose. Fish them out. Let there be strict and stringent punitive measures and punishments for perpetrators. If this isn't done, if it is seen that again and again in different states, according to the political party of the state, opposition parties are not free to campaign as they ought to, then we'll just keep having these statements every election cycle. Nothing has been done clearly, or nothing has been done in a strong enough way to send that message home, and so it's not going to deter anyone. So what we want to see, sir, is number one, perhaps provide a channel where people can report real incidences where they were not allowed to hoist their campaign materials, where they were attacked. Then number two, demonstrate that you respond decisively to these reports, and then what are the consequences? These are some of the things we should be having conversations around.
Dr. Bati?
Okay. The National Security Advisor, his office is in charge of, as the title of his office says, National Security. So he has a helicopter view. What he reiterated yesterday at that briefing at the Villa, which is a regular, ministerial briefing that, we have in the Villa, in the conference media room, is to say that one, President Muhammadu Buhari has given a clear directive that there must be no violence, there must be no thuggery, and that the will of the people must be allowed to prevail. So he, as National Security Advisor, what he did was to read the Riot Act, was to reiterate the position of the administration, was also to reassure the public that the Nigerian government, the state, Kwa State, is ready, prepared, capable of ensuring that the elections will go on each free. Because one of the questions that was posed to him was, are you sure that the election will be conducted safely? And he said, yes, we're very sure that the elections will go on. That the people who are constituting a big problem, and that is his phrase, are those persons who have a complex, and that again is his phrase. And that because they have a complex, they try to derail the situation, including governors, politicians, who think that using thugs will solve the problem. And he told us that the state is prepared to go after thugs. However, the other thing that he did not point out is that it's a matter of law. Sections 91, 92, 93, 95, and 97 of the Electoral Act 2022 spell out in very clear terms conduct that is unacceptable, either during political rallies or during campaigns. And penalties are properly spelled out in sections 93, 94, and 95 for any kind of violation of the law. The responsibility of national security and the relevant security agencies will be to ensure that those provisions in the law are enforced before, during, and even after the election. So the National Security Advisor warning thugs, he should not stop at a level of warning. raising questions like, who are those people? Who are they? No, this is not about braggadocio. This is about enforcing the law. And his office is, of course, well positioned enough to ensure that the law is enforced against those persons who want to manipulate, subvert, or the process or violate the relevant laws in the statute books. Now, the position of the National Security Advisor is to be placed alongside that of the Inspector General of Police, who spoke this week and who also spoke most recently yesterday at Al-Hikma University, where he was a guest speaker. Previously, at the Inter-Party Advisory Council meeting that was held in Abuja, where he made it clear that, one, commissioners of police in the various states should not allow any sitting or serving governor to obstruct other political parties from campaigning in their states. And that would not be possible if, sitting CPs in those states do not collude with the governors. And that any commissioner of police that tries it, that allows himself to be used as a tool, will be dealt with, will be redeployed. I think that message is also important coming from the Inspector General of Police. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Kalibaba, also said yesterday that within the perimeter of the polling booths, policemen are not expected to carry lethal weapons. I hope his own men will listen to him, because we have had many occasions in this country where policemen don't listen to their Inspector General of Police. They treat instructions from the IGP as if it's an instruction issued from a pepper soup joint. I hope that will not happen in this election. And the third point that the Inspector General of Police said is that about 10,000 policemen will be graduating from police colleges across the country, and that these 10,000 policemen will also be deployed to get involved in ensuring security. The state has a responsibility that the elections go hitch-free, that the will of the people, as President Muhammadu Buhari himself has directed, prevails. So these are the important details. So the NSA, the Inspector General of Police, making these statements again and again at different fora. Yes, we have heard them. But as they say in popular parlance, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. If they say they are capable, we need them to prove it before, during, and after the elections.